Oi, mate. You ever seen Tom Cruise completely lose his shit on national telly? Nah, not in a movie. Real life, raw, unfiltered, and straight up awkward. We're talking 2005, Sydney, Channel 9's 60 Minutes. Aussie journo Peter Overton thought he'd toss in a cheeky question about Nicole Kidman, and boom, Tommy snapped like a croc with its tail yanked. It was meant to be a friendly sit-down, but what we got was one of the most awkward, spicy interviews in Hollywood history, and barely anyone talks about why it went down the way it did. Before we dive into the Tom Cruise versus Aussie reporter meltdown, where Cruise snaps, the media spins it, and "put your manners back in" becomes the quote of the decade. Smash that like button, like you're done with celebrities losing it on live TV. Subscribe if you're tired of Hollywood's ego trips disguised as interviews. And grab the Promised Never Delivered Truth tee. Link below. Now, everyone reckons it was just Tom having a rough day or Peter being too nosy, right? But what if I told you there was more to it than just a bloke asking about an ex-wife? Let's dig into this mess. Back in the early 2000s, Tom Cruise wasn't just a blockbuster legend. He was neck-deep in Scientology, controlling his public image tighter than a jar of Vegemite. His split with Nicole? Messy. Whispers around Hollywood claimed the church didn't approve of Nicole, and word on the street was she wasn't too keen on it either. But Tom? He was all in. Like fully committed. So when Overton hit him with that question, was Nicole the love of your life? It wasn't just a personal question. It was like poking a bear mid-feast. Bad idea. And get this. Peter wasn't even being aggressive. The bloke was calm, respectful, doing what any seasoned journo would do. But Tom? Full alpha mode. Eyes narrowed, body leaned in, and then he dropped the line that went viral before viral was even a thing. Peter, you're stepping over a line. Put your manners back in. Put your manners back in. What does that even mean? Like, mate, we're Aussies. We ask bold questions. It's literally Peter's job. But no, Tom wasn't having it. You could almost see the Hollywood mask crack for a second there. This wasn't Ethan Hunt or Jerry Maguire. This was real, raw, defensive Tom Cruise, cornered and furious. Some reckon Tom reacted that way because the Church of Scientology had drilled it into him. Don't talk about Nicole. Others reckon it was guilt. Imagine being asked if the woman you raised kids with, spent a decade with, was the love of your life, and not being able to say yes. Oof, cuts deep, mate. But here's the real kicker. After that interview, Tom's team went full damage control. You won't find that kind of confrontation in any of his press chats after. And guess what? He never went back on 60 Minutes Australia. Ever. Coincidence? Or did that one question reveal too much of what Tom didn't want the world to know? And let's not forget, this was peak Cruise meltdown era. Just a few months before, he was on Oprah, jumping on couches, banging on about Katie Holmes. That interview? Same energy. It's like Tom had gone from Hollywood golden boy to full-blown PR nightmare in the blink of an eye. And Aussies? We copped it front and center. But here's what no one wants to say out loud. Maybe Peter wasn't out of line at all. Maybe, just maybe, he asked the question everyone was too scared to ask. Maybe Tom didn't like it because it hit a nerve. Because deep down, he did love Nicole. And he couldn't say it out loud without breaking the Scientology script. He said, "I loved Nick very much." Past tense. Cold. Clinical. Rehearsed. That's not how a man talks about someone who changed his life, unless he's hiding something or trying to forget. And that's why this moment is still a banger all these years later. It wasn't just celebrity drama. It was a glimpse behind the Hollywood curtain, where the lines between fame, religion, control, and heartbreak all collided on Aussie telly. So next time you see a polished celebrity interview, remember this one? One innocent question, one angry actor, and a whole lot of truth accidentally spilling out on camera. Cheers, Pete. You might have copped a spray, but you asked the question the world really wanted answered. And Tom? Mate, maybe you should have put your manners back in. Smash that like button like Cruise smashed that interview. Subscribe if you're done with fake smiles and celeb meltdowns. And if you still think Hollywood's real, mate, wake up. Grab the promise never delivered truth tea. Links below.